No.
All right, hold on a second here. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you guys for being here today. You deserve a pat on the back for getting up, showing up, and being here. I had a different approach today until I had a conversation with Curtis. And here's the thing. I just have to say this. So what I did is I had an idea of starting the call off a certain way today. So I went back and read my my behavior assessment. Right, it's a behavior assessment, not a personality assessment. So I read it, and here's what it says. Keep in mind, some may perceive your enthusiasm and persuasion as an attempt to manipulate, enthusiastically direct others towards positive action, which may make them feel like they're being manipulated. So I have to be cautious when I show certain enthusiasm, because it's the perception is from you guys may be one thing, right? And the reality is it's not. So he advised me to look at a different approach, which I thought was pretty good. Here's the thing. When someone else can give you the perspective of your blinders, or hey, listen, I think this might be a better resource or a better idea. That's what collaboration, coaching, and partnerships are all about. So I want to read something to you guys today. Today is June 9th. I'm going to read something from June 8th of the John Maxwell, and then I'm going to dig into this with you guys. So yes, iron does sharpen iron. Those of you who don't engage in our calls or our 8:30 to 9:30 calls, since honestly, you're missing an opportunity. As you can see, I changed my name up there because somebody last week brought this up, and I said, wow, that's a great idea. Why don't we put not just our phone number, but our location of where we are in case someone's looking for a referral in that area? Guys, there's so many referrals. I get text messages from agents all the time. Hey, who do we have in Alabama? Hey, who do we have in Fort Lauderdale? Hey, who do we have in Orlando? So this happens often. The more you get on these calls, I only know, like Holly Barrett, I sent her one the other day. She's like, Tom, that's a couple hours away. I'm like, okay. At least it was the same state, right? So, so these calls can bring some value to you, either through learning something, taking action, or building a relationship. All right, so a great attitude is your greatest asset. What usually separates the best from the rest? Have you ever thought about that? What separates the gold medalist from the silver medalist in the Olympics? What separates the successful entrepreneur from the ones who doesn't make it? What makes it possible for one person to thrive after a debilitating accident while another gives up and dies? It's attitude. It's attitude. The winning edge is not a gifted in a gifted birth, a high IQ, or in talent. The winner's edge is all in the attitude, not aptitude. Aptitude is the criterion for success, but you can buy an attitude for $1 million. Attitudes are not for sale. Altitude, I'm sorry. Altitude for $1 million. Attitudes are not for sale. Make your attitude your greatest asset today. So I want to talk about attitude and skill set and kind of put this into perspective of what it can do to carry you through the next week. Steve Pugh there, I see I had a glow coming off the top of your head. Oh, that's better.
Good.
Now.
Yes, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I had a Steve moment this morning when I called Curtis. And
help us.
Yeah, Curtis kind of talked me down, kind of like I do with Steve, right? So having direct collaboration with somebody that can bring you balance is key, and that's where we put our attitude into perspective, and that way there it helps us build our skill set. But the most important thing is, like I honestly, guys, was going to come to this call with a different direction, but I had to read my behavior again and go, wait a minute, if this is the approach I take, what's the perception going to be? So I wanted to get a thought process of others. So here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about skill set and attitude. If you can't put your mindset and your in direct coalition with your business, everything is working from your mindset, right? And how do we have the best mindset is developing the best habits to build our best skill set. So many of us are so, our mindset is diluted because of bad habits. Our mindset is not all focused because we don't have our purpose for the day, or what's our meaningful pursuit, what's our goal, what's our whatever that is. So our mindset can control everything for that day. It can control diseases, it can control illnesses, it can control so many different things that people just kind of leave that as it's not worthy, right? All right, so the skill set means nothing. I don't care how much you build your skill set and how much you learn from these calls. If you don't do one thing, nothing will create results. And what is that one thing that you need to do in order to utilize that skill set? You need
action.
Right. That's right. Take an action. Right. So taking action on the things that we learn is the most critical component. Many of you on here, how many have gone to a course over and over and over and then went, holy cow, now I'm going to take action? I see Elsa shaking her head. I see Claire. I see Steve, Liz, the ones that are directly in front of me shaking their head yes. It's up to you to take action. It's not up to us to hear the moaning and groaning and the complaining. Don't ever call me and whine and complain. I'll do what Curtis does to me and then just say, no. Seriously, guys, if you're going to whine and cry and complain about everything going on in the real estate world today, you're not doing yourself any justice whatsoever. Change that mindset. This is a time of opportunity. 2 brand new agents came on in our area. One just closed a deal for $625,000 within her first 2 weeks at the company. Not because the company is amazing, because she listened to what we said and said, talk to people you know, and she did. The other, she joined, and then at the actually before she joined, she says, I'm getting my license, I'm putting my license active. Give me an opportunity to help you sell your home. They said, you're brand new. And here's what she said. I have great partnerships of people that have been in the business for a very long time. And she heard that and learned that from our calls and our surrounding around us. So when you say you can't find a buyer or a seller, I call bullcrap. You just have to fix your mindset. You have to be purposeful every day on what to say and be bold enough to ask for the opportunity. Well, the truth behind it is they told her, you're new, my husband really wants to go with someone else. And then she said, can you meet with my coach and mentor who's got 24 years of experience? And she's going to have her first listing. And they're just finishing up some things. You guys on this call, the whole 51 of you, have so much opportunity to grow your real estate business, but you got to have a good mindset and a good attitude. And you got to be able to overcome the objection to earn that, at least earn the opportunity. Okay, yeah, I'm new. I'm sorry. She didn't get defeated at all. She stood right back up and said, no, we're going to do this. By the way, they were very uncomfortable meeting with someone else they didn't know because they didn't know other realtors, and they hired her. Okay, so that's attitude. Have a great attitude, have a very positive attitude. Posting it on social media isn't the only place you need to do it. You need to carry it with you every single day, in the gym, on your walking, in a store, in line. How you directly interact with someone in the store or the cashier is going to be a direct reflection of who you really are. You know, I get frustrated in lines, but you know what? I don't have control of that. And that poor cashier might be new. But you want to get frustrated and prejudge somebody. Fix your mindset. Think about how you want to be treated and talked to, and then give them that grace. All right. So that's attitude. The next thing I want to go into is the skill set. The skill set is only going to be developed if you, number one, learn it. So how do you learn certain skills? How do you learn material to build your skill set? You have to be engaged in training material to the highest level before you can build that skill set to the highest level. How many times does it take to master something? How many times do you have to do it to master something?
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. Most motivational speakers, inspirational speakers, authors, writers, trainers that I know always say they still have not mastered their craft. They still have not mastered what they teach. So that means, Steve, if somebody says, oh, I already did that, it didn't work, maybe they need to go for 10,000 more times or 9,999 more times, right? He's talking. Anyway, so it takes 10,000 times to master some. But here's the other thing. I hear it all the time. That script doesn't work, Tom. I know it doesn't work because you haven't worked it. Because there wouldn't be a script that puts people highly successful out there. DK, Milton James, Ashla, who I met yesterday down in South Florida. They're all part of the Mike Ferry coaching program. And I said, what's the best thing that you've ever done for yourself? She said, I got a coach, and they forced me to learn these scripts. So now when I make the calls, all I think of is my confidence behind it, right? So internalizing and build it, that'll build your skill set. But nothing ever happens. The results don't come in until you take action. All right. One more thing, I'm going to play a quick little video for you. It's 32 minutes long. 32 minutes. Claire's laughing her butt off. It's not 32 minutes. It's literally 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And it talks about the most important skill. Believe in your motivation, right? Believe in motivation. Be confident within yourself. That's another contributor of our failures, is we're not confident in the things we're saying. Many people that have joined this company weren't confident in the company, so they never went out and told anybody else about it. And that's understandable until they learned a little bit more about it, right? Fair. So the same thing with your business, your buyers and sellers. You're not confident in how to talk to a buyer or seller, so you don't do it. Just do it. But make sure you get that right person beside you. All the agents that go to 100% companies that are brand new or even doing a few transactions a year, they need to get a good attorney because they're going to get sued. That's what I tell people. Oh, you're with a 100% company. Do you have an attorney that's going to represent you when you get sued? Do you put money aside for that attorney when you get sued? That's what I do. Put a little bit of that fear in them because it's truth, right? All right, so I'm going to play this for you guys, and I hope you like it. I'm going to share my screen. I got to do share sound, right, Tiff? All right, here we go.
The most important thing, self-confidence. Without that skill, and I use the word skill intentionally, without that skill, we are useless. Because when you lose sight or belief in yourself, we're done for. I use the definition of self-confidence to be the ability or the belief to believe in yourself to accomplish any task, no matter the odds, no matter the difficulty, no matter the adversity. We all have this negative self-talk that goes in our head. Guess what? There's enough people that are telling us we can't do it, that we're not good enough. Why do we want to tell ourselves that? We know for a fact that thoughts influence actions. Why do we want to say that negative self-talk to ourselves? We need to get our own self-affirmations. Muhammad Ali, what was his self-affirmation? I am the greatest. Stop the self-talk, the negative self-talk. If you'll watch, you'll see some athletes, they'll have a little bandage or a little brand around them. Lance Armstrong's a perfect one. What's his self-affirmation? Live Strong isn't a brand. It was to remind him of who he was. Live strong. He would move that from one arm to the next arm when doubt and fear came into his mind. Live strong. Put it on there. Let's go. If I don't say it, if I don't believe it, no one else will. Who else is going to tell you? There need to be quiet moments in your bedroom, quiet moments when you're brushing your teeth, that we need to reaffirm, I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. That is my affirmation. It's just reminding yourself in quiet, silent moments. I put it down on a list. It's right beside my mirror. Self-confident people interpret feedback the way they choose to. No one will believe in you unless you do. We're supposed to be different, folks. And when people look at us, believe in yourself. Thank you.
So, all right, hold on a second. All right, I'm gonna stop share. And I want to kind of elaborate on something a little bit. Thoughts influence our action, negative self-talk, live strong, you know, Lance Armstrong, can't do it. Quiet moments, captain of my ship. I want to kind of talk about a little bit of poison in our lives that needs to be eliminated, and you have control over that, okay? And I'm going to talk about a few different things that are creating that poison. Number one, do not allow someone to say that doesn't work, don't do it. Don't allow someone, unless they're at a very high level and they have permission to tell you because of their own experience, don't listen to them. Okay. If someone's telling you don't get on that call, there's nothing but a pitch, you may be missing an opportunity. Okay. Don't get on that call because there might be a pitch. I just want to share with you that any great coach, any great leader, there's a pitch at the end, and it's not necessarily, hey, do this. It's an opportunity for you to grow. You can do it or you don't. It doesn't matter. What matters most is you believe in yourself, you have self-confidence, and stop asking for validation from someone who can't validate their own stuff. Okay? So that's what I was going to come on and explode on this call, and Curtis kind of gave me a level, because again, I can get overly excited and you can get a different version of what I'm really saying, right? So there is a pitch at the end of our call, because here's what I want you to know. And I hope you got something from the video, and I'm just going to open this up in a second. If I'm talking to Diviana, which I see right there in the dead center, and I say, Diviana, you need to do this class because it's going to take you from A to Z, because this is where you're failing and this is where you're falling behind. And I'm going to be honest with you because you gave me permission to be honest with you. I did that, Tom. Well, you know what? Do it this time and pay attention. Is Diviana going to probably be a little frustrated with me or upset with me? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so if we bring something to you, I'm telling you firsthand, it's for a purpose for you, not for me. Okay, anything that we bring to you is for you and not for me. Okay, so, all right, I want to open it up to you guys and go, all right, what did you hear? What was stood out to you on the video or the reading? And by the way, I don't want this to sound like a lecture at all, so help me out here. Interact. Don't you laugh at me, Curtis.
Tommy, very fitting call this morning, right? So I was talking to some of the team this morning. The skill set component of it, you need to stay in the pain. So you need to stay in that space. If you don't stay there, that skill set is never going to get better, right? Myself included, with a couple of things that I'm dealing with and going through right now. And then the mindset portion of it, like this morning, I was out last night. This morning, I didn't realize how critical, like having a morning routine and putting into play certain things in the morning really set precedents for the day. Like this morning, I haven't done my readings. I woke up at like 7. I didn't work out. I'm all screwed up, man. So it's just even if you add one thing daily and just start off slowly, but mindset and having that morning routine, at least for me, just in general, it's critical. But it's one step forward. You don't have to do everything at once. It's just tweaking and making that one change, and do it daily for a little while, and then add something else, and then add something else. Because I come in, I've said this before, like on my normal days, which I'm winning because it's more days than not. But if I'm putting myself in that right state of mind, and I'm, you know what I mean? For me, conquering a workout gives me that edge for the day, right? Just that mental edge, versus somebody that's reactionary, wakes up, looks at their phone, checks out social media. Who's coming storming into that day? You know what I mean? In a better mindset, right? So, and every day's not perfect. I'm struggling today because I didn't do what I was supposed to, what I normally do, and now my whole day is off. So, and then I made a couple other notes. It's practitioners versus theorists. Abraham hit on this yesterday on a post I was looking at, but it's somebody that's actually, does what they say and then tells you to do it. Those are the people you need to listen to, not somebody that's just a theorist and tells you what to do and hasn't done it themselves. And then what else did I have? Yeah, that morning routine is definitely important, at least for me. And then the skill set portion of it, you've got to get into action and you've got to stay there. You got to stay in that space because you won't get better. You know what I mean? Especially if you stop and start, you just got to get in that pain, stay in that pain, and you will get better. It will happen. So that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Stevie. DJ Lakeland.
Good morning. Okay, so this is really amazing because this morning I got a bunch of books that I just ordered. So this one is How to Be a Great Salesperson by Monday Morning. I don't know if you can say that. And I was starting to read it, and it's really interesting. This one just like resounds with me that after what you said. So he talks about that when he was 18 years old, he was on spring break in St. Petersburg, and this guy was driving a brand new Corvette Stingray, same age as him. How did he get it? Well, he was a trust fund baby, but he wanted that car. More than anything, he wanted that car. So it's desire too. We have to add to that the desire to have something that they're willing to work for. So he went out and went back to work, back to school, never had a job in his life. His parents didn't make him work when he was in high school. And he talked this, doesn't say what the sales was, but they talked the sales guys into hiring him part-time in college, and in very short time, how does he say? He doesn't say, he had all the cash to buy a brand new Corvette. And it was because he had a burning desire. And I think sometimes we forget that sometimes when we have that desire, it overcomes a lot of our reluctance to do what we need to do. So I just wanted to share that and add desire to your list.
That's awesome, DJ. Thank you for that. a lot of times we look at something and go, I want that, or we go, how did they get it when I need that? You know what I mean? And some people can be very, seem very cocky about what they have, but you know what? They've earned it, and they can, you know, I heard one guy say, people always ask me, well, why do you need a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a jet? Because I don't need it. I want it, and I can afford to buy it. So I buy it. You know, if you come from the mindset of, why do you need that? It's probably because you can't afford it. Right? So what are you going to do? Or maybe it's just not your thing. Right? And that's okay. But who are we to tell someone else, what do you need that for? Right? Maggie. Oh, Maggie just disappeared. Did she hit? Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Hi guys, it's Maggie in Jacksonville. I just want Tom, what you said about Skillset and staying in the pain. I think that working with Curtis has really forced me to stay in the pain. I had a listing appointment this week, and he told me to write down this acronym WAIT. And that means, why am I talking? And it helps me to reframe writing that at the top of my seller's, needs fill out form, that it's about them and it's not about me. And yeah, I think I might get it tattooed on my finger.
Maggie, that's awesome. Let me ask you, without being in this coaching world, you think you would have been able to achieve that on your own?
No. When I worked at other brokerages or whatnot, I didn't get that kind of tough love that I feel like is unique to this organization, EXP, and some others.
Wow. How did you meet Curtis, Maggie?
I met him on your call that you did in January, and I liked his enthusiasm. So I reached out and was like, I know I'm just starting this new thing, but will you please coach me?
You were ambitious to learn. So guys, again, coming to these calls is going to give you something that's going to put you directly in alignment for growth. And that's what I love about our group. Thank you for sharing, Maggie. DJ, did you have your hand up again, or no? All right, Fred DeFalco.
Hey, Steve Pugh, where are you? Where are you?
I'm here, Freddie. I'm here, Freddie.
You are not screwed up. You are not a struggler. You are beautiful. You are bountiful. You are blissful, my friend. Lesson 2 today in Mind Body Mastermind. I am determined to see things differently. Most of my life, I've acted as if I were a robot, programmed to respond by what other people said or did. Now I recognize my responses can be determined by my decisions. I claim my freedom by exercising my power to decide to see people and events with love instead of fear. Whenever I feel tempted today to see through the eyes of fear, I will repeat to myself with determination, I am not a robot. And I'm going to add, I'm not screwed up and I'm not a struggler. I am free. I am determined to see things differently. Now, you're talking to a guy after about 17 hours yesterday. I went home and ate a half a gallon of frozen yogurt, and I enjoyed every bite of it, even after I was stuffed like a pig afterwards. And I said, you're just so wonderful. I'm so glad you screwed that up. I love it. Thank you so much. And I hugged myself. So listen, man, we are human beings we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You are beautiful. You're bountiful. God does not make people that are junk. You got to stop that language, that I'm screwed up. You're not screwed up. You're perfect. Stop it.
Love you, brother. Send me that,
Mind Body
please.
Mastermind. Come on. I
should be there. Send me that, Fred, if you get a minute.
Mini course for life. It's right there. It's posted right into Mind Body Mastermind. You got to get in the mini course of life with me. I'm going through the 18 days now on Mind Body Mastermind. Folks, we have to do that. We have to quit in like the fear thing of when you're going out, right? Fear, false evidence appearing real, is that, when you say stay in the fear, stay in the pain. Pain is illusion. We never see things the way they are. We're only seeing the things the way we're. You're always looking in a mirror. I had one of my agents walk in yesterday. I looked at him. I went, holy mackerel. He came in to see me, right, for a coaching session, one of my own agents. And we had this big plan. I looked at him. I said, John, I didn't want to say this. I said, what are you doing? I said, I was ready to take you out on a $3 million listing here in about, an hour after we're finished. Look at the way you're dressed. You know what he said to me? I mean, I was kind of like, what are you doing? Well, you can't. Because that's just the way I was thinking, right? He said, Fred, today's my day off with my daughter. I've been working the last 12 days straight. And I decided that. I said, John, did you block that? He said, absolutely. I said, God bless you, my friend. See this judgment that we live with, and we do it to ourselves. We got to stop that. But one of the things that you always need to do is just remember you're only living in a mirror. And when you're feeling any pain, when you're feeling anything, it's because you're looking in the mirror. Stop it and look through that beautiful window of life and say, I'm just in a sandbox playing. Because that's all I'm doing. I mean, I was here until almost 10 o'clock last night, got here at 7 o'clock. I got back here this morning at 5:45 because I've just got so many phenomenal projects I'm doing. I'm just, and yet I ate a half a gallon. I mean, well, I really didn't eat a half a gallon because I'd gotten a scoop out the night before. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I did. I said, you know what, what are you doing? But then afterwards, I didn't condemn myself. I didn't judge myself. I just said, I'll do better. I'll do better. I'm not sure when, but I'll do better.
I do that every
Anyway,
I was going to say, Tom doesn't do it with frozen yogurt, Fred. Tom does it with straight ice cream. So I wouldn't worry about
I
it.
didn't have the ice cream. I would have.
Hey, Fred, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. Anyone else have any great, awesome things that have helped them this week? But trust me, it's all about mindset and confidence and skill set. It really is. Anything that we do. When I used to interview agents all the time, I could read their body language and I'd be like, all right, I don't care if they join because I need my bonus. Now, when I interview somebody, right, or interviewing them to see if they're a fit for our world, and they're slouchy and they're like, and their victim mindset and blah, I just kind of go, oh my gosh, you should go talk to Fred DeFalco. Now, but here's the thing. You want people in your world around you to be upbeat. And if they're not upbeat and you're in their world, pick them up. Pick them up, because we all need to be picked up all the time. You just never know when someone's got that bad struggle, which is going to create a bad attitude, which is going to create the results of they're not going to have the positive growth results in their business. All right. Anyone else?
Hey, Tom, one of the things that I always keep in my mind is that I read a long time ago that backstage that Barbara Streisand and Rod Stewart were going to perform. And Rod said that he was intimidated by her and he was scared. And she took his hands and she said, the same feeling is fear and excitement. You get to choose what you name it.
Wow. And do you know who was at Barbara Streisand's funeral? She had died last year, right? Was it Barbara Streisand that died last year? One of the major singers or something. I think, why do I think it was Barbara Streisand? It was our, what's his name? Global. She was like his second mom, Michael Valdez. I think it was Barbara Streisand. I don't know. Anyway, go on. I see that spot on the top of your head, Curtis. You're getting gray up there. All right. Anyone else? Come on, feed in.
Tom, I know what helped me was knowing what to say. That really helped, and having a process, right? Whether it be with buyers on showings or a listing process, but that's what really helped me when I got going. Is just, scripting and role playing, knowing what to say. That gives you more confidence when you're in front of people. These people have confidence in you. They're more apt to make a decision. Your conversion rates go up. So try to get in a space where you're just working on what to say and maybe your presentations and your processes. That's what helped me.
I didn't mute him, just so everyone knows.
The way it was Olivia Newton-John, not Barbara Streisand. So sorry about that. Is there a difference?
I think the counterpart to what Steve said about knowing what to say is, as we're in learning mode, you know, we don't know what to say. And sometimes I think that can paralyze us, right? When we're not quite sure what to say. And I know when I work with my coaching clients and we're talking about scripts, right? The skill set of what to say. And we're growing our skill, right? We're practicing. By the way, I practice my scripts. Right. You're never done. You're always practicing. Put it this way. People that want to stay relevant or up to date in the business are always practicing. They're always learning. And so don't let the lack of the skill of knowing what to say hold you back from taking action, because many times it can, right? Because we're like, well, I don't really know what to say. Here's what I recommend when you're learning the skill of what to say. Practice, and then turn the paper over or throw it away and go help the person that's in front of you. Help them switch from, I have to say the right thing, to how can I help this person? Because while you're building your skill of your script, as long as you come from the mindset of how can I help that person, most of the time you're going to be able to help them. You might not say the perfect thing. You might not say the exact right thing. And the skill set is the icing on the cake. What the skill set means is if you have 10 conversations looking for business, the skill set gets you one more. But the heart set can get you business before the skill set is ready. As long as you're coming from, how can I help this people? You can have 10 conversations and have one person say, yeah, I'll work with you. The skill set gets you a second one, right? So it's not like you can't get business until you perfect the skill set. Work on your skill, but always come from your heart set when you're in front of a client. And the heart set can still get you business. And then it's helpful to come away from a conversation where you used heart set and some skill set and sit down and reflect. What did I do well? What could I have improved on? And that will accelerate the skill set. So don't let not knowing what to say stop you from wanting to help people. Help them and build your skill. And I promise you that if you do some reflections after a conversation, you will accelerate your skill set, because you'll now be purposeful about looking at what did I do well? You know, did I talk too much? Did I ask enough questions? Did I find out their motivation? Did I purposefully ask for them to sign the listing agreement or sign a buyer agreement, right? Did I do those things, or could I improve upon those things? That will accelerate how quickly you learn that skill. But let your heart set be enough to allow you to get into action.
Yep. Yeah. What you said there about heart set, you know, if you build your skill set without heart set, you're gonna come across with commission breath, right? You really will. But if your heart is into them along with the skill set, that's why hungry, humble, and smart is such a combination for success, because you can be hungry and smart, but if you're not humble, you're a hardcore salesperson that's breathing commission. Hungry, humble, and smart. You know, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Debbie. Curtis, I know you're thinking, go ahead. He's like,
I'm good. Thank you for asking. But I imagine there's others that have stuff to say. It's all good. I love the conversation. I think it's at the most crucial time in real estate. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of things happening. We're at the mid-year, and you know, there's two things that are going to get us through, any of us. And I don't care what level you're on, whether you're brand new, you started out yesterday, or whether you've been in the industry for 10 years. And it's to take action, massive action, And of course, it's to continue to work on your skill set because that is the market that we're in. So I love the conversation. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Michael Sims was, go ahead, bud. I know you wanted to say something. You were raising your hand, trying to figure out how to raise your hand, and then Mateo. Michael, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going? So I'm brand new to real estate, but I really like the discussion, and I just wanted to kind of chime in because we're talking about basically, you know, do I speak or if I get tongue tied and all those types of things. And I've been working in the engineering industry on the quoting end. So I work with salespeople and I work with distributors, right? So when it comes to my job, what I do is I'm a support role. So I have 12 different distributors and they have their engineers and their salespeople, and they're all coming to me for what do I do? So it's a pump, I'm in the pump industry, right? And many of the times I don't know the answer. So my focus really isn't having every single answer that needs to be had. We have hundreds of pumps and some of them I don't even know the names of them. But what I do is I focus on, like the last speaker, I don't know if I got her name, but she made some really good points as far as listening. You know, if you change your focus to gathering information versus spitting out facts, I'm gathering information, and if I have the answer, I can answer it right then. But if I don't have the answer, I have that information and I can go back and I can talk to somebody that may have that answer, but I just let them know, like, hey, I'm honest. Like, hey, look, I don't have that answer for you right now, but I know someone who does. Let me get back to you on that. So then you're not thinking, oh, I didn't have the right answer. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're honest with the person you're talking to, they're going to be able to discern, okay, I can trust this guy. He's not going to just lie to me and just going to tell me whatever he thinks I want to hear, you know? So just want to throw that out. That's my 2 cents. Like I said, I don't know anything about real estate. I'm brand new, but coming from the world of the industrial world, manufacturing, I deal with a lot of different personalities. So, yeah.
Hey, again, Michael, thanks for sharing, because we just learned something, right? You shared and we learned. Whether you're brand new or you're seasoned, everyone's a contributor in this group. And thank you for that. We appreciate that. Mateo. Where is he? Welcome back.
Good morning.
Welcome back to US.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate being back. Yes, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what is coming from this class to my mind, and that is that you say, Tom, that we need to stay away from people that, you know, that say that we cannot do things, or that say that some of our ideas are not possible. But the other thing that I want to share is also we need to stay away from the guilt and the blame. We are going to go through in real estate life, go through different stages on how the market is going up and down, interest rates and everything. And sometimes we're looking for someone who's guilty, who's here, who we can blame for the things that are happening. And that stops us from finding solutions and moving forward. It doesn't matter who's there, who's guilty of some deal that didn't happen. It doesn't matter who do you want to blame. What are you going to do to fix it? What are you going to do to move forward? Whatever happened, you cannot do it. Even if you have the guilty person, even if it's you to blame for something not happening the way you wanted it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's guilty or who do you want to blame for it. You need to move. And yesterday I was talking with my friends, and because we were talking about, hey, I'm getting a I'm trying to get open houses and everything. And, you know, I just came back to the United States. It was like almost 3 months away from the business and doing my open houses and everything that has to be done. And they say, we don't want to hear an excuse. We don't want to hear an excuse. You need to do this, and that. They know my schedule. They know my schedule and they know what I need to do. So by Monday, they expect me to have my open houses set up already. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, they call me, hey, do you have your open houses? So they're amazing. And this is a conversation that I had in Mexico. I want to share it. I was talking with my aunt. I was living with her during this time. And I explained to her that I don't have the luxury of having, I don't have the luxury to be around negative people because I'm in sales. The moment I let myself be influenced by negative people, I don't eat. I need to be surrounded by people that are productive, that are coming from contribution, that are coming from a mindset that will lead to success. Because if I don't do that and I let myself, you know, be depressed or be not productive, I'm not gonna eat. That's it. I need to be surrounded, and I need to always have that mind that is a powerful mind, that is a really strong character. That I need always a strong character. And you guys, this group and my friends really are that group that I really need. I just wanted to share that.
Mateo, thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for always sharing. We appreciate you. All right. Anyone else? I made that quick little post in there. Your willingness and ability to build new relationships and deepen your current ones has never been more important than it is today. Because the person that you meet today is an opportunity for business tomorrow. You don't have to ask them for business today, but you never know when that person might have a brother, sister, father, whoever that's looking to buy or sell. If you make an impression on them and come from a place of contribution and help, you know, and you don't have to throw everything at them, but you know what? You're think of everyone you come in contact with as an opportunity to build a relationship with for business opportunity in the future if you build that relationship. So, Curtis, anything? He loves it when I do that. Watch his reaction.
Am I your little go-to or something?
Yeah, you are. Or Debbie. But no, I just want to thank everybody for being on the call. If there's anything that we could do for you, reach out. Curtis or Debbie, do you want to talk about grit starting this month? They're debating who's going to talk first, Curtis or Debbie.
Well, I was going to allow Deb to do it. I don't even have it pulled up. I didn't know if she did. Can you hear?
I do not.
I can pull it up for sure. I have it right here. Maybe not. Oh, I do. I do have it. Ready?
Oh, look at you. Clearly, we're all prepared.
There you go.
Tom, the technology dude.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Do you want to talk about it, Deb? Or I can. If you want me to, I can.
Go
Guys,
ahead, Tom, you're killing it
so
today.
here's the thing. Earlier I mentioned, the pitching thing. I don't call this pitching. I call this an opportunity for you guys to really grow your business. I come from Keller Williams. I ran, and look at all the people getting off the call, and that's okay. They're going to miss an opportunity, or they got an appointment. Either way, either one, it's okay. When I ran Keller Williams, I had 111 agents in my office, and we had Bold coming in. I knew that Bold was so needed for them. I got 100 people signed up. Only 11 decided not to. And by the way, they were out of the business real quick. And the other 100, the production went through the roof. That's a true story, by the way. Julie Swain was actually the Bold coach for that. And I think it was her very first Bold. If you guys have an opportunity to build a 6-figure pipeline in 30 days, whether you're brand new or not, this is not a question to go, is this only for seasoned agents? No, this is for any agents. What's going to be covered is 30 hard, master your follow-up, kill it with database. Sales is a skill. Guys, this is all actionable. This is a very actionable program. Marketing that works, moving your clients forward, new business, new market. There's such a demand right now. We're with EXP, and a lot of stuff, a lot of the training is great and everything that EXP has, but guys, there's no accountability to anything that you have going on. There's none. That's why I'm so passionate about everyone getting in here. By the way, I don't teach it and coach it. Okay. I don't teach it and I don't coach it. These individuals, Curtis, Debbie, and Claire, that are putting all this together, put a lot of time and a lot of effort to make sure that they got the best program possible for you. Here's what the schedule looks like. It's going to start June 22nd. Okay. June 22nd, 9:30 to 11:30. We did purposely, they put it together at 9:30 so you can still get your 8:30 calls. Okay. So that's the schedule. The cost, and by the way, some people may ask, well, I can't attend one of the classes. That's okay. They'll be recorded and you'll get all the material as well. So you get the recording and the material. And the average coach charges anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month. $1,000 to $2,000 a month, okay, is what a coach charges for a 30-minute session once a week. So that's $250 on average per half an hour that they make, that the client pays. You're going to have 3 amazing coaches for a ton of time in this grit. And, some of the attendees, ask an Alethea, ask a Tiffany, ask some of the people, ask Deep's been in the business 17 years. Mitch Susana, I mean, what an impact it made for him. This is an amazing program, guys, and it's for $299. And the best thing about it is you get a shirt. The shirts are awesome. The shirts are awesome. So right then and there is probably going to catch me to join, but scan the code. Okay. If you're unsure of what you're signing up for, reach out to Curtis, reach out to Debbie, reach out to Claire, reach out to me, and I'm going to direct you to them.
Tom, I'm going to jump in there if you don't mind, because I've got a 9:30. They're going to jump on my Zoom.
You've been in the business 40 years, right, Fred?
Yeah, 47 years. But listen, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. The Real Estate Resource Center, I'm going to offer you a money back guarantee. This is how much I believe in these guys. Number one. Number two, this price is crazy. I told Curtis yesterday, we did a little interview that I'm going to be promoting out. It really is. It should be $999 for what you guys are doing. So I'm going to offer money back guarantee. I promise you, if at the end of that course, you do not, if you call me and say, nope, it was a waste, I'm just going to cash app you $299, not me, but my partners in the Real Estate Resource Center. I'm going to, I have a budget from them, and then I'm going to use some of that to just show you how I believe in this and believe in what they're doing. Because if you don't take this, you beg, borrow, steal, whatever you have to do to get the $299, steal it. It's okay. You'll pay it back. Okay. It's crazy. It's really crazy if you don't do this, especially with these people, that their track record and what they do is just incredible. So that's my 2 cents Money back guarantee, the Real Estate Resource Center, thanks to my partners. And you got it. You heard it here. It's in the recording and it's guaranteed. Okay. All right. I'm going to run. I got a 9:30. Good seeing you.
Thanks for the input, Fred.
All right, bye-bye.
Look, a lot of people will say, and guys, I want to assure you that I understand money is very tight for a lot of people right now. We're cracking down on expenses. This is an investment. This is not an expense. And if you have a credit card, you put it on a credit card. I'm not telling you to go to credit card debt. That's not what I'm saying. We can easily find $300 in our budget that is bad habit money. Number one, and I'm not judging whether you do or you don't, smoking, right? Instead of smoking 2 packs a day, go to 1 pack. I don't know. And that would help you with your health. I said that to a guy one day and he left my brokerage and I said, well, good. It's okay. The other thing is, maybe you don't go out to a happy hour 3 days a week, you go only 2. So whatever it may be, look at some of the habits that we have that are not money producing habits and go, how can I redirect that money? Curtis is cracking up on me, laughing at me, because I'm blunt and I speak the truth. So it's real. I spend over $20,000 a year between coaching and events. Easy. And believe me, that money can go to vacations. That can go to many other things, So I usually calculate a certain percentage of my total income towards self-development. And part of self-development is going to events and doing courses. So anything, Curtis, you want to add, or Debbie, I add on to that, or anything? Because I know it just paused. I don't know why I did that to my screen.
No, I appreciate you, Tom. And Tom, just real quick, without obviously naming names and stuff like that, you had reached out and you were like, hey, you guys got to do this. You got to do this. And we were uncertain and whatnot. And yet, remember the conversation that you and I had a couple of weeks ago, and we were like, man, it's really important. You and I were looking at somebody's revenue share, and they've got about 400 some odd people in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And their revenue share was 25% of what it had been in the past?
Less.
Yeah. And then what we did was we started looking through, we printed and blew up the rev share tree, because you can do that. And we went through to see the production. Now, mind you, 400 people, right? And we went through to see the production, and I don't know. I can only guess from what we had seen. I don't remember specifically, but there were hundreds of people that had not closed a transaction in the last 30, 60 days. Yeah. Hundreds of people in this particular rev share tree throughout Florida. So we're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Where are these people? And you can, and then you even further question it, because you're like, well, there's 50 people on this call. In the GPS organization, there's, I don't know, just under 1,000 people. So there's 950 some odd people out there. And then 400 of which I saw in this particular tree, 300 of which haven't closed a transaction in the last month to 2 months. And without calling them all, my question would be, is your intention to stay into real estate? And if you are, what action might you be taking? What haven't you been doing? What do you need to do? What are you going to choose to do going forward? I started thinking, I didn't talk too much today. Tom was, and he was talking about mindset and skill set and action and stuff like that. And I sort of had something else prepared, and we'll save it for another time, but we're at half the point of the year. And so right now is the perfect time for people to sit down and to review, where am I at in relationship to my goals? Where am I at? Where am I at? I set out this year to do whatever, 10 million, 30 transactions. Where am I right this very second? And write that down. And then it's, How do I feel about that? Right? And then what does the rest of my year look like? And what do I want to achieve? And what happens if I don't achieve that? Am I still in real estate? Am I going to wait for the market to turn? Because we might be waiting a while. But what I can tell you is that it doesn't matter what the market does, because houses are selling. There are some people out there killing it. And I've said it before on this call, and others have said it before me. There has never been a time in the real estate market, no matter what's happening in the world, that 0 houses have been sold. There's always real estate exchanging hands, always, no matter what. And so because of that, some agents, Liz, I'm getting there. I saw your hand come up. We'll be there. And some agents will push past that and continue, and some won't. And so it's a choice. And the thing, and again, this is not, listen, I ran a market center, DJ ran a market center, Debbie ran a market center, Tom ran a market center.
Claire ran a Coldwell Banker.
And right, and they had their own little thing. And here's the deal. Didn't matter all the training that I put on my calendar. Didn't really improve production. Taught them something, didn't improve production. Production didn't go up. I put all kinds of stuff on my calendar. I put classes about 1031 exchanges, classes about how to make your website fancy, classes about social media, classes about CMAs and how to fill out a contract. All the classes in the world I put on there. Not one of them increased productivity for agents and got them into action and blew their businesses up. Not one of them. But we had a class, and we've brought it up before, and many of you guys are familiar with Keller Williams, many of you aren't. But there are other classes that are, I would say, similar in the sense that they get you into action. One with Keller Williams was called Bold. There's Ninja Selling. And I'm certain there's other ones that I'm not even thinking of. And yet those are the classes that blow up a real estate agent's business. Those are the classes that get them into action, that teach them the skills that they need, that hold them accountable to what it is that they set out to do and blow up their real estate businesses. Therefore, that's why we wrote. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's because those classes are actionable classes versus training classes. So when you go through and you take Grit or Bold or whatever the heck, any other, they are showing you what to do every single day. And just, hey, did you make your 10 phone calls? Well, you didn't. Okay, so now the results are not going to come because you did not take the calls. So it's funny because I talk to my team about this all the time. I'm like, guys, like having the listing presentation and all of that stuff is great. However, it's not this packet that sells my list. Like for me to get a seller, it's the conversations and the number of conversations that I have on a weekly basis that are going to get me the seller, because I have confidence in what I'm saying and the people that I'm saying it to, and the number of people that I'm saying it to. So having a buyer's presentation, a listing presentation, knowing everything in the book does jack squat if you don't take action on it. So that's the importance of doing things like Grit or any other coaching program that are actionable. So that was my 2 cents.
Hey, Liz, you're growing a team in today's market when people are really falling backwards and you're moving forward.
Well, that's what Coach Curtis kind of stole my thunder on. So what I was going to say is I haven't been busy. Like I've been busy, but I have just been extremely busy right now because I have my agents out there doing open houses, and they're actually out there doing the things that I told them to do when I was starting it a year and a half ago. That I'm like, okay, I don't care about this. I can have a seller's guide all I want, but I need you out there talking to people. So we are just swamped with business. Like we are opening up an office. So we are doing some serious things and are excelling at a very high level in this market.
You don't tell them what to do. You show them
You show them how to do it.
how to do it, what's worked. And by the way, you're showing them what to do that you've already done it in the rain, knocking on doors.
And I still do it with them. That's the thing. As a leader, I'm not just going to tell you, oh, well, you know, I'm the leader of the team. I'm not going to do this because I'm too good for it. No, let's go, peeps. We are out there door knocking. Let's go do this. So now we're about to go through and door knock for some listings that canceled 2 houses away from my other listing that, guess what? We got under contract. We actually have multiple offers. We got it under contract in record breaking time, and 2 houses went on, like, they canceled. So now I'm going to go door knock them and say, hey, this is why you need to hire us.
I love the shirt
So-
too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's Friday. It's Friday, y'all.
All right. Tiff, Curtis, Debbie, anybody closing out, or is it after hour party of whatever that's called?
All right. I'll do it. So I was reading because you were talking about action and skill set. So this is about action. So it's that little book that I saw that I'd never seen before in my entire 52 years that I had to order, The Greatest Salesman in the World, right? And so this is what it's, just this little tiny blurb, because I like it. I will act now. Only action determines my value. I see you, brother. Only action determines my value in the marketplace. And to multiply my value, I will multiply my actions. I will walk where the failure fears to walk. I will work when the failure seeks rest. I will talk when the failure remains silent. I will call on 10 who can buy my goods while the failure makes the grand plans to call on 1. I will say it is done before the failure says it's too late. I will act now. And it goes on and on and on. Anyway. What are you trying to one-up me, Tom? Like, what's your deal, dude? Like,
I haven't read these
books.
I haven't read these yet. I gave this to a guy at the gym. He goes, oh, no need to give me that. I already read it. Let me give you 2 that you probably haven't read. And he gave me these 2 to read. I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Now I guess Amazon's coming tomorrow because now I got 2 more. This one's white. That one's red and blue. I don't know. I need a new book. So I got books.
Looking like a whole America. You got a whole flag right there. I'm sorry.
This was part 2 of the book.
Oh, see, now I do have another book to order. Darn it.
Yeah.
Are
Wow.
we an after party?
Stop the recording.